Hello. Hi, party people. I am back from outer space. Welcome to yet another episode of Madcapsules Vodcast. This is episode number 2, recorded a week after the previous episode. Will I be doing them more than weekly? Maybe. Hard to say. But this one is a week after the other one. So, what did I do this week? Every day for the past week, I have woken up an hour earlier than usual. So I've been getting up at 6 a.m., doing 20 minutes worth of yoga, followed by at least 10 minutes, so 10 to 15 minutes of meditation and 10 to 15 minutes of stationary bike riding, so exercise bike. And that's how I'm starting out all of my mornings. That takes me just over an hour because of laziness. I'm actually doing a little bit more than that. I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. I've been enjoying it. I've been feeling better. Yoga is quite good. Feel energized and stretched, jiggly for different reasons, but hey, we're trying to get rid of those jiggles. Yeah, so feeling good, feeling happy. I did in the last couple of days start to feel a little bit like I wanted to try and resist waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I'm pushing through it, so I want to try and form a habit, so I need to get at least until the end of the month and then keep going through there. The yoga course I'm doing is a 21-day course. I'm up to day 7 now. I don't want to mention what it is because I'm not yet sure whether or not I want to say thumbs up or thumbs down. We will see. I think it's starting to come around. I do find it really, really hard to keep the poses. I'm not exactly fit. It's been a long time since I was fit, so some of the poses are a little painful. And some of them are just difficult to get into, but hopefully that will improve as time goes on. That's part of the point of these videos. Anyway, I thought I'd elaborate a little bit more on why I'm doing this. I did mention last week that I was getting old, which I am, and I still am, and now I'm a week older than I was last week when I said that. Is it a bit of a midlife crisis? It probably kind of is, interestingly. I think, the idea of a midlife crisis is probably used a little bit too much these days, but I am in the middle of my life, smack bang, depending on how long I live for. And maybe I'm realizing that in a good 10 years' time, when my kids are adults, or old enough to start being a little bit independent, maybe I'd like to be healthier at that point. So maybe now's a good good time to start. But it's more than just physical and mental health, and I'll get into that in a second. But in a way, I was thinking about it this morning, and in a way what I'm doing is I'm like a pretty butterfly. Have you seen a butterfly as pretty as this? And I'm just entering my chrysalis. So at the moment, I'm not a butterfly. At the moment, I'm a caterpillar. Hey, caterpillar. So I'm setting myself up for a transformation. That's kind of what I'm doing, and I'm hoping it all works. And I think these kind of videos will be interesting to see, particularly over time. If in 6 months' time I'm still doing these videos weekly, it'll be interesting to see how things have changed. So hopefully you stick with me on that particular ride. Choo choo! Anyway, like I mentioned, this is bigger than just the physical and mental health thing. I think I've gotten to a point in my life where I've realized I don't really necessarily want to work for someone else anymore. Not necessarily what I'm saying. I don't want to go out and start my own business. I don't necessarily think that YouTube or streaming or something like that is going to be a full-time job for me. I'm not. I've got to be realistic, and I think maybe that's a bit hard for me to achieve. But I always wanted to be a writer, and I'm writing a book. So I guess what I'm trying to do here is move away from being a slave to my job and move towards something else. So over the last year, I started a podcast, which I'm really enjoying. I've got a whole community around that. So technically, I've kind of got fans, or at least the show itself has fans. And we've built a community around that, so there are a bunch of online friends that it's something that we've created that I feel very pleased with myself about. And I put a lot of time into that, but it's not anything that stresses me out. It's something that makes me happy. And I've been doing that for about a year, and I'm starting to realize that, hey, these things make me happy. So I'm making these videos now, I'm writing books, and I'm trying a few different things, and I'm looking to hopefully make my life on the side, when I'm not doing jobs for other people to make their big bank accounts fatter, I'm making my life more fulfilling by achieving certain things that I want to do and that I enjoy doing. So I guess that's part of what I'm doing. If I'm ever able to move away from my job, fantastic. But I have no delusion that that's going to be something that I can achieve anytime soon. If it is even something that I can do, it's years and years away. But ideally, what I'd like to get to is a point where I can write a whole bunch of books, and hopefully those books will sell. And you never know, I may get to a point where I don't necessarily need to rely on Twitch or YouTube or anything like that for a supplementary income or a full-time job. But anyway, these are the dreams. These are the pipe dreams. And again, I am realistic. I will always keep a day job until I absolutely do not have to, and that day may never come. But this is part of the dream. So what else do I want to do? Who knows? So I'm going to start this experiment with this particular YouTube channel. So I'll be making these vodcasts every week. I'll create a couple of different, what do they call them in YouTube? I can't even remember, but topics, I guess. So maybe I'll do some music reviews. Maybe I'll do some video game reviews. Just talk about things that I like. So I'll do these particular videos where I talk about myself and how I'm progressing along my little personal experiment. But, I might try a couple of other things as well, and hopefully they will be semi-regular, and you never know, they might themselves become popular. I may start other podcasts. I definitely will start other websites. I'm already working on them. Things I'm interested in: extreme metal music, movies, video games, and books, of course, and meditation. So these things are things I may focus on. Particularly meditation, mindfulness, that kind of stuff. I've got an idea to do something with meditation around non-spiritual meditation or non-religious meditation, because I think there's a bit of a stigma sometimes that goes with meditation. So I'm going to try that out, maybe. What was the other thing? Bum, bum, bum. I forget things easily. The other thing is very interesting, I promise. Because I make all of this stuff, and I've been making some of this stuff for years, and I've got a lot of experience doing it, I also am thinking about helping other people learn how to create content. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to offer my services as a consultant, although you never know, maybe I will one day. I want to make a website where I write about that kind of thing, and probably make a podcast where I talk about that kind of thing as well. There's a lot of internet personalities out there that are telling people they can make millions upon millions of dollars, and they can give up their day job, and they can do all sorts of things, and to a degree some of that's true, and there are definitely people out there who have achieved it, and sadly some of those people are cashing in on it simply because, well, they were successful and they know that people are going to be interested in their story because they hope they can replicate. So I want to do it from a different angle. I want to do it from an angle of honesty and an angle of being a beginner and doing it for the love of it, because trying to do something like this because you're chasing money, people can see through it, for one, and two, it's because there's no love. If there's no love and there's no passion, people aren't going to be interested. So, maybe this particular video that I'm doing now is boring for some people, but you know what? I enjoy doing it. So even if I do it for 10 people watching it each week, or 5 people, or 0 people, I will continue doing it. Maybe even to record this little experiment for myself. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. And that's all I wanted to really say for this week. So hopefully that was interesting to you, as a little bit of an update. See how we're going with the yoga and the meditation, etc. next week. But I am thinking of doing music review during this week, because I've never done it before. Why not try? May as well. Can't hurt. So yeah, See you in another week. Peace, be good, all that good stuff. Love ya.